Don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our 2 newly released books, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? These books feature over 100 stories from current and former coaches, players, executives, and entertainers from across the football landscape, describing what got them involved in the game, what they love about it, and what life lessons the game taught them. You can find your copy or order your copy from our website at footballgameplan.com/books. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our preview of the 2015 AutoNation Cure Bowl between the San Jose State Spartans and the Georgia State Panthers. And we're going to start this video off by taking a look at my keys to victory. Starting with San Jose State in this ball game, I would go with a heavy dose of running back Tyler Ervin. You'll see throughout the course of this video that's a common theme. He's a game breaker. Feed him the football as much as possible. It's the reason why he has over 1,500 yards. And it's important to generate pressure. Right now, San Jose State struggling to get pressure with their front four. They're going to have to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback, Nick Arbuckle, to disrupt this passing game of Georgia State. And I think it's going to be important for San Jose State to finish. Too often throughout the course of the season, they've built up an early lead only to allow a team to come back and win the game. That can't happen versus Georgia State because of their offense, and if it does, they'll lose this one as well. Moving over to Georgia State in this ball game, I would find ways to get Glenn Smith, the running back, involved in the passing game. They don't run much, but you can utilize his athleticism in space versus the second level of that San Jose State defense. I think that's a matchup they can exploit in this ball game. And the second level defense of Georgia State, I think, has to shut the door on Tyler Ervin, who does a great job in finding those cutback lanes, and he has the speed to take it the distance. And they have to excel in the special teams department. If there's a weakness on Georgia State right now, I think it's the return game as far as stopping guys from getting big returns. If they can limit San Jose State in that department and force these guys to drive the length of the field, I think that's a win for the Panthers.
Georgia State has been coming. They've had a rough last 3 years, but now they're in a bowl game. And that's thanks in large part to their quarterback, Nick Arbuckle, and his 4,100 plus yards. That's going to be the matchup to watch against San Jose State. Jimmy Pruitt in the defensive backfield for San Jose State. He's got 3 interceptions. They're going to need to be able to lock down on those receivers and not allow Nick Arbuckle an opportunity to go down the field and get those big chunk yards. They've been able to surprise a few teams that people were not expecting them to win against this year. And I think that'll be the case against San Jose State. I like Georgia State, Nick Arbuckle to get over on San Jose State and Jimmy Pruitt's defensive backfield.
All right, so in the Cure Bowl, you got San Jose State going against Georgia State. And this is a game I think is going to be a high-scoring game. Looking at Georgia State, they have a quarterback over 4,000 yards passing on the season, 26 touchdowns. He's a very accurate guy. So he's got two receivers that he goes to primarily, both of which are very close to 1,000 yards. Robert Davis, 60 receptions, 979 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He's very close, as I mentioned. And then you got Penny Hart, who is at the 1,000-yard plateau, 1,085 yards on 70 receptions. He's got 8 touchdowns. Both of these guys are averaging over 15 yards per catch, so they can make big plays for Georgia State. On the other side, you got San Jose State, which is a team that I saw in person, and they're able to score some points primarily because of what Tyler Ervin brings to the table, the running back / returner / slot guy. You look at what he has on the season, 2,400 yards all-purpose. He's averaging 200 all-purpose yards per game, 1,500 yards rushing, 337 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns. In short, he's a guy that can make it happen, and he will be the X factor for San Jose State going against Georgia State. And just another tidbit just to add, watch out for Christian Tego. He's a linebacker that I really like. He's going to be a legitimate pro prospect. He has 117 tackles, 9 tackles for loss. Trust me, folks, he's always around the football. You'll definitely be glad to that I pointed out for you to watch out for him. In the end, I got Georgia State winning this game over San Jose State just because of their passing attack. I think it's going to be too much for San Jose State's defense. True, San Jose State has Jimmy Pruitt, but they're going to need someone else to match up against the other receivers that Georgia State brings to the table.
Now, this should be more offense-centric than anything, as both teams have talented offensive players. For San Jose State, Tyler Irvin, their running back, definitely can slash, get through, and he might be able to get a big game going this particular week. Wes Schweitzer, this offensive tackle, will be the guy blocking out in front for him. He'll get some looks as well. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we have Jimmy Pruitt, talented cornerback, a bigger body guy, 5'11", about 208 pounds. He'll have the assignment of taking on Donovan Hart, wide receiver out of Georgia State. If he's able to hold them down, I think that San Jose State will be able to take this particular matchup, and that's who I have winning against Georgia State.
From 2004 to 2005, James Jones was a seldom used wide receiver, but in 2006, as a senior, he had 70 receptions, nearly 900 yards, and 10 touchdowns, and was the offensive MVP of the New Mexico Bowl en route to being named second team All-Western Athletic Conference. You have to look at this program at Georgia State as a whole being a campus legend. They started in 2010. They won 3 games from 2012 to 2014, and they find themselves in a bowl game in only their 3rd year of FBS play. That's impressive. That's worthy of being a campus legend. I like San Jose State in this ball game. I think this team will find a way to finish against Georgia State, who in my opinion is a little bit one-dimensional in their approach. Yes, that approach has led them to 4 straight victories, but I do think the running game of San Jose State will be the reason why they knock off Georgia State. And as we recap, we're split down the middle. Chris and I are going with San Jose State, while Gene and Tehran are going with Georgia State. Should be a great game in the Cure Bowl.